I told myself it was just dinner. That's how it always starts, with a small promise to myself that this time I won't read into it, won't brace for it, won't keep score. My kids were excited to go out. A restaurant felt special. I didn't want to teach them to dread family gatherings the way I learned to. The table was already set when we arrived. My sister and her daughters were seated in the center, menace open, laughing. My mom waved us toward the end, near the aisle. It wasn't wrong, it was just familiar. The waiter came by quickly. My sister's girls ordered without hesitation. Expensive pasta, desserts added, just in case. My mom nodded approvingly, asked questions, smiled like this was all unfolding exactly as planned. When the waiter turned to us, my mom spoke first. "They're fine," she said, flicking her hand toward my kids. "They can eat when they get home." She slid a stack of napkins across the table, the paper whispering as it stopped in front of them. Her husband laughed. Not loud. Comfortable. Should have fed them first. The table didn't stop. Plates clinked. Someone commented on the bread. The world continued as if nothing had happened. My kids looked at me. Not accusing. Just checking. Waiting to see how reality worked. I felt that old reflex rise, the one that tells you to smooth things over, to joke, to not embarrass anyone. The reflex that says, "This is how it is, don't make it worse." But there was something different this time. Maybe it was the way my youngest folded the napkin carefully, like it was an offering. Maybe it was how straight they both sat, suddenly quiet. Too quiet. I leaned toward them and whispered, "Copy that." Not to the table. To myself. The waiter hadn't come back yet. Time stretched in a thin, awkward way. I noticed things I usually ignore: the prices printed too boldly, the condensation on the water glasses, the way my sister didn't look up once. I felt the familiar heat behind my eyes, but it didn't spill over. It cooled into something steadier. When the waiter returned, he smiled the way people do when they're trained to keep everything easy. "Everything okay here?" I stood up. My chair made a small sound against the floor. Enough to pause the table. Not enough to startle anyone. "We're going to head out," I said. My voice surprised me, calm even. "Well, take a check for what was ordered here." I gestured lightly to our place settings. "And we're all set." There was a beat where no one spoke. My mom blinked. "What?" My sister frowned, already annoyed. "You're leaving. We just ordered." "That's right," I said. I didn't look at anyone in particular. I looked at the waiter. Authority matters when you don't want a debate. "We're leaving." The waiter nodded. "Professional, neutral. I can split the checks, please," I said. My mom's voice sharpened. "Don't be dramatic." I didn't answer. Her husband tried to laugh again, but it fell flat. "Come on, sit down, it's a joke." I gathered my kids' jackets. They didn't ask questions. They stood when I stood. That alone told me I was doing the right thing. The waiter returned with the check. He set it down quietly. No judgment, just procedure. I paid, I tipped well. As we walked away, my mom called my name, not angry, confused, like the script had changed without warning. I didn't turn around. Outside, the air felt cooler than it had any right to. My kids walked close to me, not touching but aligned. No one spoke until we were in the car. "Are we in trouble?" my youngest asked. "No," I said. "We're not." "Did we do something wrong?" I started the engine. "No, we didn't." That was all I said. I didn't explain favoritism or boundaries or patterns that stretch back generations. Kids don't need a thesis. They need evidence. The messages came later. "You embarrassed everyone. It was just a joke. You're too sensitive. You could have handled that differently." I read them once. Then again. Then I put my phone down. Nothing was resolved that night. No one apologized. No one admitted anything. The next gathering invitation came weeks later, phrased carefully, as if nothing had happened. I didn't go. I'm not sure what my kids will remember years from now. The restaurant, the napkins, the way I stood up. I hope they remember that silence isn't always peace, and staying isn't always patience. I know I'll remember the way my chest loosened as we walked out. The way the night felt wide instead of tight. Some tables aren't meant to be endured. Some lessons don't need speeches. And sometimes, leaving is the most precise sentence you can say.